Do you remember auditioning for the room?
Yeah, I do. It's been a bit, but I answered an ad in Backstage after Kyle left. They put an ad out for another actor. I had no idea what was going on, but
Yeah, because you replaced Kyle, right?
Right.
Why did Kyle leave?
he had another commitment that they knew about in the beginning, and they didn't hit his time limit. He had to go. I don't know what it was exactly, but he had to go. So then they just changed Peter to Steven, and yeah, the rest is history. Right? So.
So been the fallout of that change?
It's just another just amazingly mind-blowing bad movie making aspect to the room. It's like you don't do that. You don't with the character, and you also don't bring a character in that late anyway. I mean, you never introduce someone who's obviously that connected to the characters and that concerned at 10 minutes before the movie's over. So. Yeah.
Exactly. So, did you go to the red carpet screening of it?
Yes, I did.
How was that? What was that experience like?
It was pretty surreal because it was all set up like a big opening. I mean, there were spotlights, limos. Tommy actually circled until there was enough crowd out there before he came out, and I kind of had a premonition that I was going to want to get out of there, so I parked a couple blocks away so I could make a dash for it. But it was fun. It was definitely fun. I'd never been to a big premiere before, certainly not that big of a production of one, and then it became evident really soon that this was a funny movie. I mean, it started with a little snicker, like somebody broke the ice. I don't know who it was, but they with a little snicker. And then that just rippled through until it was toward the end. By the end of it, there were people just about rolling in the aisles, literally falling out of their seats, busting a gut.
So, did you have an eye on Tommy? Do you know what his reaction was?
Tommy was ahead. He was about 5 rows ahead of me.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to stay behind him to get out, but
yeah.
Because I had no idea how this was gonna play out, but I did. I ran down there and I congratulated him because he got his movie done. You know what he got? He got this thing. I mean, it wasn't the heavy drama really the way he built it. It didn't really play that way, but I said congratulations. I'd love to go. I gotta go, man. Got this thing. So I split out of there. Because I didn't know how I was going to act. How are you going to go to an after party after that and hang out and be like, that was something, yeah. I mean, I just said goodbye to folks and headed out.
So when did you find out that this movie's become like a cult success?
Years later. Man, it was it's probably been about 8 years ago now. So that's probably about right, I think. It was like a few years maybe before it really built. So, yeah, it was about 7 or 8 years ago that I found out about it. They're like, dude, this thing's huge. You were in this thing? It's huge. I was out, I moved back to the Midwest, I'm in a small town. I didn't hear these things, I'm not part of the big hubbub and buzz anymore, so. And even then I've been reluctant. I was pretty reluctant, but then I started getting into it. I did an interview. And then I did an interview for a book, and then I did, went to a couple screenings and stuff, and you do that stuff. So that's cool. I mean, I fought it for a while, because it was a bad movie. I mean, it was really bad, and I was trying to do things that were good. At the time, I mean, I was in Oedipus Rex that summer, okay? I was like trying to be an actor and stuff, but I fought it for a bit, but then it's cool and it's fun, I still don't really like to watch the movie, but the screenings are cool, and you go to them and people really appreciate it. That's the thing is fans of the room really appreciate it when you show up and hang out and stuff. So that's the reason to do stuff like that.
What's the craziest thing any fan has said or done or tweeted or?
I haven't been that into it. I did have a guy in Chicago. He came up to me. Can I really ask a big favor? And he was serious. I was like, dude, I'm not going to sign your penis. And that kind of broke the ice for everybody else. They're like, okay, this is cool. You know, I'm approachable with that kind of stuff. So
That's great.
yeah.
So, why did you want to be a part of this project, The Room Actors? Where are they now?
Well, partially for like fans and stuff, but pretty much for Robyn. I mean, this is you know, she approached me with this, and so I was like, yeah, totally. And I hadn't hung out with anybody from the film for a long time, except for, well, I saw Sestero in Chicago and in New York. He's about the only guy I've seen, though. I saw Dan maybe in New York, and I haven't really run into anybody else. But yeah, when Robyn hit me with that, I was like, yeah, whatever. Just tell me whatever it is. That's cool.
So what are you doing now?
I work in a factory.
In the Midwest?
In the Midwest, yeah.
Yeah. In Chicago, near Chicago, or?
No, downstate.
Great.
On the Pacific, yeah. Oh, so it's horrible. It's terrible. I gotta go there in the morning. I'll be there in the morning loading trucks. But.
Oh, I didn't, because you had said you had done Oedipus Rex. I didn't know if you were pursuing theater still.
Yeah, no. I do some when I can, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm writing a movie right now too, and I do some theater when I can, but yeah, no, nothing to, you know, burn the world down, but certainly no room. You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
You win the Academy Award. That's the best one I've got.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, if you could tell Tommy Wiseau anything, what would you tell him?
I would tell him I'm still very proud he got his movie done, and I wish him all the success. I'm glad his dreams are coming true. He wanted to have something big, and he made something big, and he's worldwide. I mean, every continent. The Room's been to Antarctica now. It's didn't know that, did you? I have a picture of some guys down at the South Pole with The Room and a poster and stuff at the South Pole. Yeah, it's been everywhere. It is absolutely worldwide, so it's, you know, good for him. You know, at first I was resentful. At first, I was resentful because I had friends that worked hard to make good stuff, and he's getting all this fame for making something that wasn't that good exactly. But so, you know, but now anymore, you know, good for him. Good. I'm glad he had a hit. I'm glad he's doing what he wants to do.
Were you disappointed that he wasn't a part of this project?
I wasn't expecting it at all. I mean, I didn't expect him to.
Why?
So, well, this is it's another thing that's you know, using those aspects of The Room that weren't good to be funny, because they're really funny, and I think he still thinks of it as his serious drama and stuff. I expect him to come in, and I don't know. I just didn't think he would want to be in on something, on any of these kind of things. You know, he's very I don't know. He's a very private person. I mean, I think everybody knows that. He's very private, and something like this, all of a sudden, it's a closed up environment. I mean, he can be you can be a private person in the public. You can go out in public and be private, but you can't be really private in this kind of setting, you know, on a set. You know, it's just too many, well, just like he had too many cameras, just like he had, you know, every time you look around, somebody's got a camera, somebody's got something going. So
did you learn anything from Tommy?
I learned some things not to do, yeah.
Like what not to do?
Yeah, I learned some things to do too, though. Yeah, I learned how to absolutely get your vision, and absolutely, whether it sucks or not, just to hammer through and get your movie done. Absolutely keep going. You know, and I've helped a couple people make independent films. Some of them are all right, some of them weren't as good, you know, but we hammered through and got them done. And I'm trying to do that myself now. And it's like, you know, everybody's naysaying, everybody's, you know, making fun of it, all this stuff, oh, you'll never do that, all that kind of stuff, but I'm going to do it because I have Tommy Wiseau. I mean, Tommy Wiseau is the guy that just showed us how to just bust through. So
in a weird way, he's been inspiration for you.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, totally.
Can you do You Tear Me Apart one more time?